policy and the numbers, but let's get a personal perspective. I want to bring in Zhao Yunjie, who is a writer-producer for us at CCTV America. We know you very well, but the rest of the world doesn't. Now, you grew up as a single child, right?
Yeah, I grew up as a single child back in China, and my family is that way, and my husband is like the single child in the family.
So what was that like?
Well, main keywords is lonely. You know, I remember like the best part of my childhood is every weekend going to grandma's house, and that's the time when I can meet and play with all the cousins, and they in some way feel like siblings. I remember like playing with them, and sometimes like driving each other crazy. But even that is the best part, is having fun. But
it had benefits too, right?
Yeah, the sad part is when you like came home and you realize like, oh, so now I'm alone now. Yeah.
But some benefits too, I presume.
Yeah, I would say.
Center of attention?
Yes, and that will make you like a little bit spoiled, and you wouldn't like to share things or share attentions of the parents, that kind of thing.
So the policy is changing. Now, you could actually have 2 children under previous reforms anyway, because you're a single child and your husband is a single child. That was part of the reforms. But what about your friends and other people who, for the first time, will be allowed to have 2 kids now? What are their thoughts?
Well, I know that this policy has been like long thinking one, so even before the official announcement, and there have been discussions, debates about it, and I've seen my friends thinking about it, and they are going like back and forth, because on one hand they want to have more than one child, because in that way their children will grow up differently. They will have a companion, will have companies, and on the other hand you will really think about the pressures, the cost. You need to provide them with a decent education and things after that, and there will be a lot of competition. So I would say they are still struggling, and that's why we are seeing actually less number of couples applied for having a second child than expected by the government.
And your generation has a unique problem because of your parents as well, right? Tell me about that.
True. My generation is more like, after this policy came to public, will be like having 4 parents to support and at the same time raise more than 1 child. That's 2 children. So there will be an extra pressure on us, I mean, financially and everything. And I think that's a unique thing, because generations prior to us, they won't have to think about it. It'll be just 1 child, and that's it. And
so what you're saying is you'll be responsible for your parents when they're getting older, and also bringing up potentially 2 kids at the same time.
Look at it. It would be in the past in China, we'll be talking about like a 4-to-1 model. 4 parents, 2 middle-aged people who raise them, and 1 child. But from now on, there will be like 4-to-2. This different pattern, and I know it's just 1 person adding to the family, but it will make a whole difference.
Yeah, quite incredible. Kids cost money all around the world, but China.
I would say.
Zhao Yunjie, thank you so much for coming on. It was so great.